I'm Lucinda, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and select the bell for notifications. Well, first, I want to thank my awesome Patreon members who help make it possible to create videos like this. Thank you guys so much. Everyone who watches my videos helps to make it possible, but I always want to give a special thank you to my Patreon members because they make it possible for me to earn money and be able to pay for some of the things that I need to do my videos. And so I really appreciate you guys. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. And you can also give as a one-off during the live chat if you're interested in supporting my channel without doing Patreon. Yeah, so you guys, I wanted to come on here and not do a pre-recorded video, but just speak straight from my heart. Kind of tell you what's been going on, because I know I haven't done a recorded video or a live for a little bit. I haven't done a pre-recorded video for a couple of weeks, I think, and I haven't done a live for maybe a month. So I know I've been doing shorts pretty regularly, but I wanted to kind of tell you guys what's going on, what direction my life is going in, and how that is going to affect some of my content, how often I film, and all of that. So a lot of you guys, and if you're on now, say hi so I can say hello and thank you. So a lot of you, most of you who support my channel regularly, who usually watch the videos, know that my parents moved in with us a year ago at the end of February because my dad has late stage Parkinson's with dementia. And there have been times where I've done a little less videos than normal, maybe taken a week or two off and let you guys know, just kind of vary things a little bit. And right now I'm at a place in his care and watching this happen to my dad where I need to really be careful and intentional about what I do and why, which, we should always be that way in life. But especially for me right now, because when you have a business, whether it's YouTube, art outside of YouTube, whether it's, you sell auto parts or whatever, you want part of being successful in that is having things that people want, having things that people need, and providing it to them or presenting it into a way that they like you, they like your business, they want to support it, they want to, it's kind of a combination of you doing what you love and them wanting to support it, them also liking it or loving it too. And it can be difficult sometimes to be more focused on what is enjoyable for you rather than being more focused on what can I produce that's going to make someone else happy? What can I do that's going to make someone want to support what I'm doing? Even if maybe it's not your favorite thing, but you kind of like it. It's interesting sometimes when you're creating things, especially as an artist of any kind, journaling, junk journaling, creating sketches, watercolor paint, just being a creator on videos, on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever. And, it can be easy to get caught up on what someone else would like about this. And so it's interesting whenever you do sometimes something that you think is amazing, that you really like it was your favorite thing that you've done, your most creative thing, the thing that inspired you the most, the thing you felt the best about. And sometimes it's the thing that nobody liked, or very few people liked, or compared to something else that you did that you thought nobody's gonna like, that nobody's gonna want to watch that. And then you're like, oh my gosh, however many thousands of people like this video, like my most popular video about indexing, how to multiple ways to index your video, has 54,000 something like that views. And I thought nobody is going to watch this video, and it's my most popular video. But then there's other things that I create that I think, oh, I just loved this, I love this process, I enjoyed it so much, and then very few people liked it. And so one example is I really enjoy junk journaling. It is a huge release for me. And even though I'm an artist and I draw and I sketch and I paint, it requires thinking. If I'm It requires some focus. And whenever I junk journal, I'm not really worried about any of that. I'm just enjoying the process of throwing something on the page. And my niece is calling me. She needed to call me today too, but I gotta call her back. And so I just enjoy putting something on the page and just feeling the textures and feeling the different types of paint and experimenting and letting it become whatever it's going to be. And it's a really good release for me. So is sketching and painting and all that stuff too. But while I'm doing it, I'm thinking about it being something that my Patreon members are going to like, something that that when I post it on social media, I want people to like this, so they'll want to follow and all that. And it's easy to say, oh, you shouldn't be concerned about that. Oh, you shouldn't be worried about that. And it's not something that drives me majorly. So I'm not saying I feel like I'm codependent strongly in that area. I don't need YouTube money to earn, and my husband and I are fine without me earning a single penny from YouTube or Patreon or anything else. But there's still this part of you that wants to be, or I'm speaking about me, still this part of me that would want to be successful, that would want to grow, at a faster pace than the previous year, to feel like I'm doing well. This is making a difference for people and making a difference for me. And I still feel like it does that, even when I have a video that 60 people watch as opposed to one that has hundreds or thousands of videos. I still feel like I've encouraged someone there, but I also feel a responsibility to the people who support my channel. I feel a responsibility to the people who support me on Patreon, and I feel like I need to serve them. And I am. You're supporting me, I need to serve them. But because of what's going on with my dad and the roller coaster of emotions, I can be fine one minute and be torn apart the next. And during those times, I really need to be able to just be torn up, to just cry, to just grieve, to not be responsible to anybody or anything but my parents, my husband, and me. And then I feel this tug of war, this back and forth of guilt whenever I give more to something else than my parents, guilt when I give more to my parents than supporting the people who support me. And I know I can reason it. I know no one's doing that. I know it's all in me, but that's part of that grieving. That's part of that balance of taking care of me and taking care of others. And it's all important. It's all a part of life. It's part of a life balance. But right now, where I am right now is sometimes I just need to grieve. I just need to cry. I just need to go in my craft room and just make whatever and show someone if I am so led, and not show someone if I'm not. And it can be great, or it can just look like a bunch of globs, because that's how I feel. And so I'm not saying that I'm not going to share those things. What I am saying is there's probably going to be more art, more junk journaling, more just expressive stuff that doesn't have a lot of structure, that might seem less functioning, that might look like there's been tears on the page. I'll probably be writing more poetry. If you didn't know, I'm a poet. I've published. I used to be a author and publisher and poet. There'll probably be more poetry. And I don't know when I'm going to publish a video. I don't know if I'm going to go weeks without publishing one. I don't know if I'm going to do a bunch in one day. I don't know if I'm going to have live after live, if I'm just going to be out in nature and share something beautiful and then create something out of it. I do have a video that I've filmed quite a bit for, because I took some time to myself to just be alone with God and then in nature, and I created some art, and I went and visited like my second parents in Tucson with my son, and we went to Tombstone. I shared a little bit of that in a short. Tombstone and Bisbee, Arizona, and some of the things that I was thinking and reflecting on in there. And so I'm probably going to do a vlog with that. I just don't know when it will be. And I'm still going to do all of my stuff for my Patreon members. I'm still going to do the stationery packets, the behind the scenes, the printables. It's just, it'll just be different, because right now things are just different. And I want to, like, sometimes I would feel like there are these things that I want to get done, things that just kind of fuel me, doing videos and doing art and doing Celebrate Recovery, which I must always do. I need that. And sometimes I would feel like what my parents needed was in the way of that, even though that wasn't my heart. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, they're not in the way. They're my parents and they need me. I'm not saying that, but I would feel like let me put it this way. I think a lot of it was just me escaping, because when I go in that room and see how he is sometimes, it is so hard. And I know from PTSD therapy, and I know from Celebrate Recovery, you have to feel the hard feelings. You have to think the hard things. You have to have the sadness. You have to have the worry. You have to feel all of that. And I think I was distracting myself sometimes from feeling some of that, and now I can't. I mean, I would feel it, but I think sometimes kind of try to control the magnitude, or yeah, I think that was really it. And so I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be present. I want them to, I've said this before, I've said this in behind the scenes videos for my Patreon members, that I want to stay focused and I want my parents to be the priority. And I've said that. And again, I'm not trying to not make my parents my priority. I think I've been trying to escape some of the pain. And now I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to feel all the pain. I'm just going to feel all the pain and do whatever I'm supposed to do with that, which is a lot of, and also I have been binge eating, because it would hurt so much sometimes that I just wanted to feel good. I wanted to feel consistently good, because there would be these roller coasters of feeling so sad and then feeling fine, and then feeling so sad and then feeling fine, going maybe weeks at a time or months at a time in between those intervals, and it would just hit so hard. And I just wanted to feel consistently good. So then I had started in the last few weeks binge eating, like, oh, I just want something that tastes good and that's all I want, and now it's like, this is not good, I'm eating too much. And so I know that art is such a good release for me, and it's a healthy release. And so instead of eating, when I feel like I want to eat, I want to create some art. I want to journal. I want to write a poem. I want to sing a song, which I sing. I know some of you guys know that. I want to go walk out in nature and just not be consumed with things that I feel like I have to do that I really don't have to do. And so I'm just being really honest and vulnerable, you guys, and telling you and sharing my pain and sharing my worries and sharing my fears. And hopefully it'll help somebody else out there and understand and know that I understand where you are. And I don't know. I mean, and people may have different thoughts about that. You know, don't get me. I love my parents. Both me and my husband wanted them to move here. We want them to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you. We wanted them to be here. I just did not expect to be grieving now. And one of my friends told me, and she used to work in care for the elderly, that it's really hard when it's any type of dementia, because the person, they're changing, they keep changing. Like, you grieve this person and then something happens, the disease, and they're another person. And you kind of get used to that for a while, and you know you're loving this person and you're with this person, and then it changes again, and then you're grieving that person. And sometimes I don't know where it comes from. Like, I could be fine one minute, and then the next minute I'm just bawling. So yeah. So I just, bear with me, you guys. I'm just taking it one day at a time, one moment at a time. As the serenity prayer says, accepting hardship as the pathway to peace. Gosh, that's so much easier said than done. Accepting this world, or taking this world as Jesus did, not as it is, not as I would have it. I mean, this is just part of life. And trusting that he will make all things right if I surrender to his will, that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with him forever in the next. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Thank you for everyone watching this video and listening. And I want to reiterate that I love my parents. I'm glad they're here. I want them here. I'm glad that I can be here. They can be here in this stage of my dad's life. I'm glad that I get to see him every day. I'm glad I get to talk to him, and I get to love on him, and I get to help him, and I get to help my mom, while at the same time sad and angry and frustrated that I must watch him suffer day after day after day. And it's normal, but it's not fun. You guys, please take care of your mind, body, and spirit, because when one area suffers, they all suffer. Please continue to pray for me, and I'll continue to pray for you. And until next time, everyone, happy planning.